Our director Scott has a couple of favorite guests, and they both have really great knowledge of animals. In a few minutes, we are going to show you part of a conversation that we had with amphibian and reptile specialist Jeff LeClaire.
But the first one of the men hired to bring trumpeter swans back to Minnesota, we're going to hear from this guy. He's a favorite on the show, DNR, formerly with the DNR. His name's Carl Henderson. Here's Scott's pick.
Hi, I'm Scott Carlson. I'm the director of Minnesota Live, and I like turtles. I also like swans, but maybe not as much as our next two guests. That would be Jeff and Carol, our swan and turtle experts.
So swans are now in 80 of Minnesota's 87 counties.
Yes.
So when we talked about where can people see them, it sounds like you can see them almost everywhere, but we've highlighted some specific places here where you think we should look out.
Yeah, some of the places you can go during the summer, for example, out to Carlos Avery Wildlife Refuge near Forest Lake. You can go up to the Sherburne National Wildlife Refuge where you can see swans nesting, and also up by the Tamarack National Wildlife Refuge. That's an outstanding place to see swans. And then they're nesting all the way up through the wetlands in northwestern Minnesota. And like you said, they're in 80 counties now. So most people don't have to go too far to find places where they're nesting. And it's the kind of a success story that you could only dream about.
We talked a little bit in the beginning of the show about some of the real personal connections that you have with the swans. And one of these took place, tell us, we showed Monticello a minute ago. You had a connection to Monticello, right?
Yes, I collaborated with Sheila Lawrence, who was the swan lady of Monticello. She started feeding them in the wintertime. You can see birds here at Monticello.
I can't believe how many there
that's
are.
crazy.
Oh yeah, she was putting out most days like over 1,000 pounds of corn per day to feed the swans. This is a very special bird. That's number 9, and this is Supermom swan. Oh no, this is a different one here. There's several swans. The Supermom, number 9, she kept coming back for 24 years to Monticello every year with her young. And during her life, she raised over 50 cygnets. She was trying to single-handedly bring back the whole species.
It sounds like she did a good job
And
at it.
cygnet is the baby swan.
That's the baby swan.
Wow.
And then a male swan is called a cob. The female is a pen. But anyway, she was a supermom swan. And then we also had an example of one that was an incredible father, I guess you might say, where we had 2 swans that were flying over a marsh up in northeast Minnesota. And when a couple of teenagers shot at the swans, and 2 of them dropped out of the flock, and Carl Hadritz was the conservation officer, and his buddy went out to look for the injured or dead birds. Well, he caught one of the injured birds in the canoe, but there was another swan with it. So it swam right up by their canoe, and he just reached down and picked it up and put it in the canoe with the injured swan. They took it into the Garrison Animal Hospital, and Debbie Escadal, the vet, said, "This swan isn't injured, this other one." It was the father, the male, and he wanted to stay with the young.
Oh, gosh.
And they put him right by the young one, and he just stayed there. Aww. And finally, the young one wasn't doing well, so they took the male back out to the marsh where he had been shot at, and so he could relocate with the rest of the family. The young one did not survive, but that kind of a bond.
Well, that's the love. That's the whole thing here, and why we unintentionally wanted to do this segment about swans because it's people associate it with love, but
yeah, this is it.
That's their behavior.
Pairs stay together, huh?
Yeah, and then the other story that came out to me is that in 1988, I collected an egg in Alaska, brought it back. It was hatched at Carlos Avery, and it was released at the Tamarack National Wildlife Refuge 2 years later, 1990. Well, I would go up to Monticello quite often to visit Sheila and Jim Lawrence, where they did the swan feeding. And I was sitting on the bank of the river in mid-January with my camera in hand and watching a flock of several dozen swans out in the river. And one of them parted from the flock and started swimming towards me. It got closer and closer, like from me to you. And he stepped up out of the water, and I could photograph his leg band, and I got the number. That was the swan I had collected as an egg in 1988.
That is crazy.
And he was 9 years old now, and he just stood there like from me to you, and I started talking to the swan. And I was told once that if you talk to a bird like a duck or a goose, they know you're not going to kill it because predators don't talk to their prey before they kill them. And so I said, okay. I just started carrying on a little conversation about the weather and family and migration and whatever. And after about 5 minutes, then he just turned and swam back out to the flock.
Oh, wow, Carol.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
what a
thanks so
full
much.
circle moment,
Yeah,
huh?
thanks for stopping by, and we can see the passion and just how much this means to you. So we really appreciate your time.
In addition to the fish who live beneath the surface of the ice, there are amphibians like frogs and turtles that are not only able to live under the surface, but really survive our frozen tundra.
So we invited amphibian and reptile specialist with the DNR, Jeff LeClaire, back to the studio to explain this phenomenon that we just saw there. So the newspaper did an article about this because of this picture of the turtle that was under the ice, and it raised all kinds of questions about it. And you're the expert. So what's going on there?
Well, there's a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different theories on what is going on there. Basically, they're surviving under the ice during the winter. That's the basics of it. Some people say this is hibernation. They're under there, they're hibernating. But other people say, well, it's not a true hibernation. True hibernation is for things like mammals, warm-blooded animals.
Yep.
And so they give what reptiles and amphibians do another term called brumation, which is similar to hibernation, but there's a little bit more activity going on during those cold months. And because of this debate back and forth, it's very difficult to say which one are they doing. Mm-hmm. I prefer to use terms like overwintering or winter dormancy, which kind of covers both.
That's smart, winter dormancy.
Yeah, but basically amphibians and reptiles have to do something during the winter for most of them, right?
They don't all just die off.
They don't just all die off, right?
Okay.
So for our turtle species, let's start with those guys. They all of our turtles overwinter under the water. So depending on the habitats where they live, you have like things like soft shell turtles and wood turtles and map turtles, which really prefer fast flowing water like streams and especially rivers. And that's where they spend their winter, under the ice. They don't really bury themselves in the mud too much. A lot of people are like, oh, they bury way down, but they really don't. And then you have things like snapping turtles and painted turtles, which more often prefer things like ponds or lakes and things like that. So it kind of depends on, you know, what their habitats are, where they prefer to overwinter.
They're able to breathe under the water all winter long?
So that is another thing that is sort of like yes, but also no. And what I mean by that is if you've read articles about this, people have kind of colloquially said, oh, they breathe through their butts. Now that sounds really, really weird, but basically turtles have highly vascularized like sacs in their cloaca and also in the lining of the mouth and also the lining in their throat that helps with that gas exchange under the water. So they can actually draw in, you know, and get some oxygen while they're down there under the water, under the ice. So it's a little more complicated than just that. And it's not the exact same thing as fish. They can only do this for a little period of time. They can't really just breathe under there and live under there. Now, this doesn't work in the summer. In the summer, when it's nice and warm, the water's warm, that does not help them at all. They have to come to the surface and get air, or they will drown. So it's very it's a little more complicated than what you would think. It's not that easy.
It sounds
Well,
like
I would think if you could study that and figure it out, and think of the applications to be able to do that, if we could find a way to apply it to medicine for humans, so that is something that's.
Yes, well, let's talk about our friend the painted turtle for a minute.
Okay.
Not only can these other turtles do this, and they're sort of good at it. They can, you know, survive under the ice and whatnot, but painted turtles are the champions. Adult painted turtles, they can't tolerate, well, none of our turtles as adults can tolerate freezing. So when that ice comes down too close, to them and they freeze, they will not survive. They have to have a little bit of buffer there.
Yep.
But instinctually,
But-
they know to move.
But instinctually, they know either to move, but not in the case of the painted turtle. The turtles can move around, and they will, as you've seen, they will scoot around under there. They don't move around a whole lot. They don't go a far distance,
Okay.
but they do a little bit. But the painted turtle is the most anoxic-tolerant tetrapod on the planet. Only 2 species of fish beat it.
Okay,
as
well, you just
far
said a
as
lot
that.
of really big words that we
Right.
don't know the meaning of.
Here's what it basically means. Here's what it means. So of all the 4-legged animals on the planet, the painted turtle can survive the longest without oxygen. They can go for more than 170 days without any oxygen at all.
No
That's half a year.
kidding.
That's
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
So I'm
it's
thinking like
way
sending
longer.
people to space or whatever. If you had that ability,
Exactly. Exactly. So we are looking at that kind of a thing.
Still fascinating. 6
I know.
months without
I
oxygen?
forgot part of what he was saying
What?
there, but that's crazy. Jeff is welcome on the show at any time. He's beloved.
And Carol.
Carol, of course.
We need both of them in for an entire hour.
I don't
would
think 1
love-
hour would be enough.
I would love to see them interact too.
I'm,
You know what I mean? As far as
we would
like
need more than an hour.
Carol, and they would have
Need
great
a couple
conversation.
hours for those fellers.